All right, thank you, and welcome to our 2022 State of the City. My name is Lance Beck, and I have the privilege of serving as President and CEO of the Greater Spokane Valley Chamber of Commerce. This gets to be our third iteration of this. Should have been fourth, but we got 1 year in there that let's not talk about it. Please allow me to get started here by inviting Gary Losey, chaplain with the Spokane County Sheriff, up for our invocation.
Would you please bow your heads with me as we pray? Heavenly Father, we come today to ask your blessings on each person here. We ask your blessings and guidance on the leaders of this community. And we also ask your blessings and guidance on the businesses in this community. May they serve this community with care while reaching to help all who live here. And we ask this in your holy name. Amen.
Next, please welcome Chamber Ambassador Eric Sollenberger from ISO Outsource for our Pledge of Allegiance.
Please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, please enjoy your meals. We will have table service coming through as the program gets going, so as you're finished, just go ahead and indicate that to the staff coming through. Thank you again, Chaplain Losey and Eric, for your help. Allow me to begin by acknowledging our chamber partners. Our investor partner is Modern Electric Water Company. Our visionary partners, Alliant Employee Benefits, BNSF Railways, Idaho Central Credit Union, Multicare Valley Hospital, Providence, Spokane International Airport, STCU, Walmart, and WM. And additionally, thank you to the corporate partners shown here. And of course, our community partners, the City of Liberty Lake, the City of Spokane Valley, and Spokane County. Would the following please stand to be recognized? Our veterans, both past and current, active duty. Our Spokane Valley Chamber ambassadors, and our Spokane Valley Chamber board members and past board chairs. Our past citizens of the year. Okay. And our local officials and dignitaries present. Bear with me, this is a big room. So, from the City of Spokane Valley, Mayor Pam Haley, Deputy Mayor Rod Higgins, and council members Tim Hattenberg, Laura Padden, Brandy Peets, Ben Wick, and Arnie Woodard. Representing the Congresswoman Kathy McMorris Rogers, Patrick Bell, Deputy Chief of Staff. Senator from the Washington State 4th Legislative District, Mike Padden. County Commissioners Mary Cooney and Josh Kearns. From Spokane County, County Prosecutor Larry Haskell and Clerk Timothy Fitzgerald. From the 4th Legislative District, Representative Rob Chase. From the City of Spokane, Mayor Nadine Woodward. From Central Valley School District, Superintendent John Parker. Warm welcome to you, John. And Central Valley School District Board members Teresa Landa, Deborah Long, and Pam Orbaugh. Sheriff Ozzie Knezovich, Spokane County. Chief Lonnie Rash from Spokane County Fire District 8. And from Spokane Valley Fire Department, Chief Frank Soto Jr. and Fire Commissioners Mike Kester, Bill Anderson, Patrick Birch, and John Garisco. All right, I made it through. I had a joke in here that at this time everybody stand in case I missed you and get your exercise, but at this time the Valley Chamber is proud to acknowledge our supporting partners for today's event. BNSF Railway, Centennial Real Estate Investments, Modern Electric Water Company, and Numerica Credit Union. On behalf of BNSF, allow me to read a statement. BNSF is a proud supporter of this event and longtime supporter of Spokane Valley and the Greater Spokane Valley Chamber of Commerce. With more than 3,000 employees statewide and 500 located here in Spokane County, BNSF is a proud member of the community and has been for over a century. For more information about jobs with BNSF, starting bonuses are up to $15,000. Log on to jobs.bnsf.com. Please keep the phones away for we all know the employment crunch. Next, allow me to introduce Doug Yost from Centennial Real Estate Investment to say a few words.
Thank you, Lance. In keeping with the spirit of the times, I tried to let Lance let me zoom in from my table, but he wouldn't let me. It didn't work when I tried it on these guys earlier either, so it wasn't that funny. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I remember last year it was the first big event we had out here with COVID and everything, and it really is touching for me to get back involved and be out here and see everybody and see what turnout we have today. I'm very excited about the future. I'm very excited about the future of the Spokane Valley and the City of the Valley. If you look across the street at Marabou, there's a lot going on over there. You're going to hear about a lot more today that's going on over there. And you're going to hear about things in the future that are going on over there. And I just, without the cooperation of the council members, mayor, John Holman, Mike Basinger, without us working together, none of that happens. And working with Lance in the Valley Chamber, it's all been a fantastic experience. And really glad to be here today and share in this with everybody. Thank you very much.
It is a true story. He asked if he could zoom in. Next, please welcome Joe Morgan, General Manager for Modern Electric Water Company.
Move this down because Lance is about a foot and a half taller than me. Welcome and thank you for coming. When Lance called yesterday and asked if I would speak, I told him, Lance, seriously? You know how much I enjoy public speaking, and he offered to write my speech for me. I said, absolutely not. There's no way I'm going to stand up there and say all that. If you all have listened to Lance's speeches, they're a little long. So he gave me 3 things I have to do today. Number 1, welcome you and thank you for attending. So we've done that. And next is answer the question that he and I get quite frequently, and that is, why is Modern such a big supporter of the Spokane Valley Chamber? And the first few times I got asked this, I really wanted to take a quote from Mike Leach and say, well, that's a dumb question, but in all seriousness, Modern is also a not-for-profit. We're a not-for-profit electric and water utility. We serve a little over 11,000 electric meters and a little less than 7,000 water meters, all inside the city of Spokane Valley. Which brings up another question we get asked a lot. Why do you have 11,000 electric meters and only 7,000 water meters? And it comes down to one thing, multifamily. You have an apartment complex, you have 50 units in one building, they have one water service. So that's why.
So back to why we support the City of Spokane Valley. And the City of Spokane, or the Spokane Valley Chamber as well, but they both support businesses in our community. And it aligns with our mission. By supporting those businesses, that's supporting our customers are either owners of those businesses, they either work there as employees, or they utilize those services of those buildings, and which goes along with our mission, which is to enhance and enrich the lives of the customers we serve. And that is why we partner with the City of Spokane Valley and the Greater Spokane Valley Chamber. So once again, I thank you for attending and welcome. Lance?
There is strategy to telling Joe last minute he has to speak because he doesn't have time to collaborate with Doug on why he doesn't have to speak. So it's coming up on 4 years, I finally figured it out, so we're good. Our final underwriting sponsor today is Numerica Credit Union. With us today is Nicole, COO, Nicole Sherman from Numerica. Nicole?
Thanks, Lance. Good afternoon, everybody. I don't know about you guys, but I love looking out there and seeing so many faces in person. Is it just me? Oh, okay. Just making sure. Thank you for being here. Numerica Credit Union has been part of the Spokane Valley. We're headquartered here, so over 80 years. I have only been there 18 months because Carla Cicero, our CEO, stole me away from a competitor just about 2 years ago. And I could not be more proud to be back in Spokane and specifically Spokane Valley. Numerica last year won Best Places to Work. And that was a huge honor for us. And it came on the heels of also being awarded by the Spokane Chamber as an inspiring workplace. So there's a lot of inspiration going on apparently over there at Numerica. Also, what's fun is I did not know this. I learned this when the farmers market opened this season. But Numerica has sponsored the farmers market here in the Spokane Valley since its initiation. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then all over the valley, in each of the school districts, we have our teachers out there, educating students on finances, which is something that is so desperately needed because not all of them are going to invent a video game and become a jillionaire by the time they are 18 years old. But I want to, our marketing department is really good and they give me these notes, and is it okay if I just don't use them for a second and we just talk? Would that be okay with everybody? What I want to say is that why I came to Numerica Credit Union is why I am still here and why I hope one day to retire. And that is, I am so proud of a company that is fiercely focused on members and the community. They have a lot of bullet points our communications team does about all the things that we've done in the community. If you do not know that Numerica Credit Union is involved in our communities, then the heat has gotten to you already today. The most cool thing for me is I just recently built a home in the area. And what's fun for me is for a neighbor when I'm out walking Luca, that's my rescue dog, when I'm out walking Luca, for one of my neighbors to say, we did our mortgage through Numerica. Or for another neighbor who just moved here from California, like a whole bunch of people are, say, we just opened all of our accounts at Numerica. I talked to 3 different people and they all told me to come and bank with you guys. But it's not just about the deposit accounts and all of that. I mean, we're investing in businesses. This week in Loan Committee, we approved a $9 million construction loan. There are things happening and they have to be funded. I was on the way back from Disneyland, the happiest place on earth, a couple of weeks ago, very exhausted after 7 days at Disney. That is a lot of time in Disneyland. And on my flight from Salt Lake City to Spokane, I was sitting next to a gentleman who doesn't bank with us, but he was talking with me about gosh, I'm getting close to retirement age in a few years. I need to talk to somebody about an exit strategy for my business. Nancy Almond, who's nationally renowned, runs our Numerica Financial Services, and I said, call us. You don't have to utilize us in order for us to talk with you. So I'm very proud to be part of Numerica Credit Union. And we like to say that we enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities. And in 25 years of being in the financial industry, I have never experienced a company who lives and breathes it more than Numerica. So what I do know, though, is we cannot be successful without all of our partner businesses out there in, our neighboring businesses, nor our community. And I happen to be one of the crazy ones that thinks the stronger our businesses are, the stronger and financially healthy our people are, our communities are. So with that, let's have an amazing lunch. I can't wait to hear the message, and let's continue with a super strong future for Spokane Valley. Thank you. Thank you, Lance.
Thank you, Doug, Joe, and Nicole. All of our supporting sponsors for this, I give them an extra round of applause. They've been with us since we started the State of the City, and so very unique to see commitment long-standing like that in our industry on event sides of things. And so thank you to all four of you for your long-standing commitment. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our featured speakers today. We have from the City of Spokane Valley, Mayor Pam Haley and Deputy Mayor Rod Higgins. First, let's welcome Mayor Pam Haley.
Thank you, Lance, and hello and welcome. And I'd like to reiterate, seeing people in person now just never gets old. Hello again and welcome. I'm Pam Haley, honored to be serving as your mayor. I'm joined today by Deputy Mayor Rod Higgins. I'd really like to thank the Valley Chamber and all its members that took time out of your busy schedules to join us. It's great to see you all here. Your partnership in this event provides us the opportunity to share about the incredible projects and programs your city's been working on, and about all the exciting new endeavors that are on the horizon. Today is truly a day to celebrate where we've come from and where we're going. We're teaming up to review major accomplishments and describe what's coming next. Your Spokane Valley City Council is made up of 7 members, each holding an at-large position. I would be remiss if I didn't first thank those council members as we work together. So thank you for keeping this city's interest to heart. I know that they were recognized before, but I would like to recognize them again. Deputy Mayor Rod Higgins, who you'll be hearing from very soon, Ben Wick, Arnie Woodard, Tim Hattenberg, Brandy Peets, and our newest member, Laura Padden. Thank you. The city's budget priorities have remained the same: public safety, pavement preservation, economic development and infrastructure, which also, of course, includes railroad grade separations and park projects. As a contract city, many of the services that residents and businesses utilize are through partners of ours, which enables the city to take a conservative approach to adding new staff, as Spokane Valley continues to have the lowest per capita employee count of any city in Washington state with a population greater than 50,000, and we're committed to keeping it that way. We have a long history of responsible fiscal management that has ensured sustained financial stability with strong reserves and well-managed operations. The budget is developed to maintain a healthy, positive fund balance, providing for the city's cash flow needs without the need to borrow. Every year, our goal is to have recurring revenues exceeding recurring expenses in the general fund, and the amended 2022 budget has achieved that once again by more than $4 million. The city, of course, has dealt with some financial challenges due to the pandemic. We all have, right? And inflation is impacting spending everywhere. We've experienced some volatility in revenue collection, with sales taxes coming in at record levels, at least for now, while other sources such as fuel taxes and lodging taxes recovering much more slowly. With our conservative fiscal approach and strong reserve balances, these revenue challenges have not had a detrimental effect on city services. Last year, the city was awarded $16 million as part of the American Rescue Plan Act, which was part of the federal $1.9 trillion stimulus bill Congress passed last year. The determination of what to spend the funds on must take place by 2024, with the actual spending required by 2026. Your City Council has engaged the community and staff, and we're working to determine what we believe is the best use for these time-sensitive dollars in ways that will help Spokane Valley the most. This includes affordable housing options, mental health support, sewer projects, funds for technological improvements for the Spokane Valley Police Department, supporting youth through the Launch Northwest initiative, and helping Spokane Valley partners relocate to a larger facility to serve their growing customer base. Spokane Valley's Permit Center at spokanevalley.org/permits continues to expand online options, including the ability to request a permit for a boundary line adjustment, accessory dwelling unit, and pre-application conference for commercial or land use. 92% of all permits are now requested online. The Permit Center saw record growth in 2021 as the building permit valuation increased 57%. From $299 million in 2020 to $469 million last year, and permit revenues rose $3.3 million as well in 2021. Last year, we saw online permit applications rise 44%, construction applications go up 21%, and land use applications skyrocket by 155%. Our staff are well-trained and ready to help keep you on track with your next small or large-scale construction project. But development has not slowed down in the city of Spokane Valley. Last fall, we saw Amazon open their new facility on 80 acres in our northeast industrial area, and they now employ nearly 1,000 employees. We've seen Katerra close, but soon after, Mercer International purchased the building and quickly began operations. We've seen the Spokane Valley Performing Arts Center increase their momentum, sharing plans to build a $36 million, 59,000 square foot facility that they hope to open in the summer of 2024. Also, development at Marabou Point, just east of us here at CenterPlace, has seen ongoing construction over the past year, scheduled to wrap up next month on Affinity at Marabou, a senior community spanning 180,000 square feet with 170 apartments. This large complex is dedicating 30,000 square feet to amenities such as a saltwater pool, movie theater, fitness center, community garden, and more. So we produced a video sharing some of the challenges of homelessness in our community and how the city and our partners are working on short-term and long-term solutions. This video describes some of the different types of homelessness, what the city's doing to build a team to connect with those experiencing homelessness, get them help, and develop a plan for now and in the future. The video also includes one family's story of how they are working to overcome their circumstances and thrive.
The City of Spokane Valley is helping residents live, move, and play.
There's the homelessness that people see on the street, and that tends to be what they think of when they think of homelessness. But that's really a small percentage of the people that are experiencing homelessness in our community. The reality is that most people experiencing homelessness in our community are families, their children, they're bouncing around from hotels, couch surfing, living in cars. And if we're going to address chronic on-the-street homelessness, we have to be thinking upstream, and we have to be thinking about how we can solve the problem of kids not having a place to stay and families not being able to stay together, and then housing being unaffordable for families, because when those children experience homelessness in their youth, they're much more likely to experience it as adults.
My name's Sandy, and I experienced homelessness with my infant for 4 months before we engaged into a shelter. We were kind of couch surfing, and then that place that we were staying at, things went really bad. So we had a little bit of money for a motel. So we bought a motel for like a week, and then we had nowhere to go after that.
It's a big problem, and there are no easy fixes, but we have made progress. One important step was the creation of the Housing and Homeless Coordinator position, and that was in recognition that there needed to be someone working on these issues full-time and helping to create a plan to move forward. We have also found funding to pay for a full-time outreach worker and a full-time outreach deputy. Just in the first 5 months of this year, our outreach team has contacted 160 individual people in the Spokane Valley who are experiencing homelessness and learn what their situation is, connecting them to resources, trying to get them into better situations. Additionally, we are in the middle of creating a homelessness action plan. The first goal is to keep people housed when possible. It's cheaper and better to keep people in housing rather than wait till they become homeless to try to assist them. The second piece of that plan focuses on mitigating the impacts of homelessness in our community. So that would be things like doing trash pickups and cleanups of camps and providing spaces where people can go so they're not perhaps loitering in front of businesses and things like that. And the final piece is to reduce homelessness in our community. So that starts with outreach and connecting with people and then connecting them to appropriate services. And ultimately, we need places for those people to be housed. And so that's a big part of the plan too, is trying to call out the need for more affordable housing so that when people are contacted and go through these referrals, there's a place for them to go.
I feel like it's important for, children to have their own bed every night, their own space, so that they can feel safe, so that they can comfortably excel at school in their education and, so that they can have a better life than I had.
I'd like community members to understand that if we want to reduce that chronic homelessness on the street, we need to take action now for long-term solutions. This is a we problem, and it's our problem. It really impacts all of us, and it really takes something from all of us to address.
I'm Rod Higgins, your deputy mayor. Last year, City Council approved a housing action plan to address the shortage of available and affordable housing. We've determined that we need nearly 6,700 units in the city by 2037 to accommodate our growing population. Actually, that's our burgeoning population. The city is also formulating an action plan that will include strategies to address and reduce homelessness in our community. It begins by connecting with people and helping them get to available services to get them out of their homeless condition. If a homeless person here in the valley is genuinely trying to escape homelessness, we're here to help. If not, that person is probably in the wrong place. The numbers of homeless have been growing. We're developing a real-time tool to help city personnel and law enforcement understand just where the homeless are collecting in our city. And we're working on finding permanent solutions, but we're also working on interim solutions. For instance, we've created a pocket guide, which you'll find on your table, with information about homeless housing assistance, drop-in centers and food banks, health and hygiene options, and emergency centers. This is useful not only for those needing help, but also for businesses who might want to provide guidance to resources for those around their facility. The information in the brochure can be also found in the city's website at SpokaneValley.org/community resources. We contract for police services from the Spokane County Sheriff. The city signed a 5-year contract that began in 2018. That contract is coming up for renewal at the end of this year. And currently, your Spokane Valley Police Department contract calls for over 100 deputies and officers with 5 support staff and a cadre of scope personnel. Last year, the city purchased the White Elephant store when it closed. The place is ideal for future expansion of police services, and when we need it, we'll have the space. As you know, recruitment efforts are competitive, and given challenging job market, Spokane Valley is not alone in having its recruiting problems. However, we've been able to add a selection of officers from larger cities across the nation who have chosen Spokane Valley to relocate to. Your Spokane Valley Police Department not only safeguards our city, but also actively maintains working partnerships with a wide range of organizations to improve service and communication to promote safety across our city. As you've no doubt seen or experienced, several major road construction projects in our city are in full swing, impacting traffic flow. Let's take a few minutes to find out how some of these projects will work to improve our lives.
The City of Spokane Valley is helping residents live, move, and play. The largest transportation project in the city's history is on the verge of completion. 2 of the city's busiest corridors are being redesigned to accommodate more vehicles, bicycles, and pedestrians. At key intersections, the city is separating railroads from roadways, leading to enhanced safety and quicker commutes. The result will be a higher level of mobility for Spokane Valley residents and those traveling or transporting through the region. The City of Spokane Valley is excited to share the latest updates on 3 significant projects. The city will complete the much-anticipated Barker Road BNSF grade separation project in late 2022, eliminating at-grade rail crossings at Parker and Flora. The project will reduce congestion in an area that has experienced significant growth in the past 5 years. Costing $26 million, it is the most expensive capital project in the city's history. The first phase, a roundabout at Barker and Trent Avenue, opened in fall 2021. The soon-to-be-completed overpass will provide improved traffic flow for commercial vehicles that connect to Interstate 90 and workers traveling to businesses in the Northeast Industrial Area. The grade separation will also eliminate train horns and improve access for emergency vehicles. Fully funded, the project concludes 3 years of street improvements in the North Barker Road corridor. The South Barker Road corridor, from Mission Avenue South to the city boundary, is a key arterial that connects I-90 to growing neighborhoods in the city. To increase safety and ease traffic congestion, construction has started on a $2.5 million single-lane roundabout at the intersection of Barker and Sprague Avenue. 6 additional projects are planned, including widening Barker Road, adding bicycle lanes and adjacent sidewalks, and constructing roundabouts at 4th and 8th Avenues. Overall, these projects will improve mobility for vehicles, bikes, and pedestrians. The city has secured over $9 million for these projects, but will need an additional $10 million for completion. The city also continues to seek funding for the Pines Road BNSF grade separation project. This busy corridor is stifled by train traffic that generates 4 hours of gate downtime each day for vehicles moving between Trent and I-90. A planned underpass will separate the BNSF crossing, and the adjacent signalized Pines-Trent intersection will be rebuilt as a 2-lane roundabout. The project will include construction of a shared use path to safely connect neighborhoods north of Trent Avenue to Trent Elementary and Mirabeau Park. While improving vehicle and pedestrian safety, the project will increase access to developable prime, industrial, and commercial property that can support additional jobs in the future. The city has secured $9.75 million of the estimated $34 million needed to complete the Pines project. Engineering, design, and right-of-way acquisition are underway. The city is actively pursuing state and federal funding to go forward with construction. Depending on funding, the project could launch as early as 2024. We are proud of what has been accomplished and look forward to further improvement of the North Pines and Barker Road corridors. The successful completion of these projects will help us meet the mobility demands of a growing population, both for the short and long-term future.
The Sprague Avenue Pavement Preservation Project is a $2.5 million project that began this past June. It'll improve Sprague Avenue from Havana East to Fancher. The project will reduce the need for more costly street and sidewalk repairs, as you saw. We appreciate your patience with the changes in access, detours, and reduced lanes. Thankfully, We can all look forward to wrapping up in September, maybe. When completed, this area will receive new asphalt, repaired sidewalk ramps updated to ADA standards, conduit to link the timing of signal lights, that'd be cool, together with repairing damaged or deteriorating stormwater structures. Improvements at the intersection of Sullivan and Wellesley also began last month, and this project is tied with Phase 6 of Spokane County's Bigelow Gulch project, which began in April. When completed in August, the change will reroute traffic from Bigelow Gulch directly to that intersection. The intersection will get a new traffic signal, have wider vehicle lanes and a center turn lane. The roadway will include a shared use path together with sidewalk and ADA improvements. The $2.3 million project is paid for by $1.2 million from City of Spokane Valley, with the remainder from Spokane County. Last November, city staff and members of the City Council created the Streets Sustainability Committee. The committee was tasked with performing an in-depth review of the city's pavement management program. The program consists of pavement preservation and maintenance of the city's more than 1,000 lane miles of roads. City engineers determined that $16 million is needed each year to maintain our streets. To date, we've been dedicating approximately $8 million per year, mostly on high traffic areas such as arterials. That means we're not able to commit enough to our local streets. A public survey indicated that we need a prioritized plan for managing our pavement and the associated revenue disbursement. Such a plan would include not only support for increased funding to maintain the streets in their current condition, but also for implementing surface treatments to extend the life of our roads. You can view the committee's final report, spokane.org/streets committee. This spring, we had all our roads assessed. That updated report will be the basis for Council's future discussions on how we address the problem of keeping our roads in acceptable condition. The Parks and Recreation crew have been very busy this spring and summer, rolling out a wide range of activities. Those include aquatics, summer day camp, the free summer park program, movies in the park, and other family-related special events. Please check the backside of today's program to find out about upcoming events here in Spokane Valley. Per our master plan for Parks and Recreation, the city has acquired additional properties, bringing us up to 346 acres. Let's watch how the city is expanding park spaces to give our residents more outdoor areas to enjoy.
The City of Spokane Valley is helping residents live, move, and play.
I'm John Batelli. I'm the Parks, Recreation, and Facilities Director for the City of Spokane Valley, and I'm here today to tell you about some really exciting park acquisition projects that have been accomplished in just recent past. The Valley Parks is an amazing park system. At the end of 2021, right in December, we received an extremely generous donation of approximately 24 acres from longtime developer Ken Tupper and his partners, who generously gave us the property right by Forker Road and Progress Road, kind of near Bigelow Gulch. This 24 acres is in an area of the city that currently needs parkland, and the property gives us all kinds of options for future park amenities, whether it's athletic fields or just walking trails. The city received another donation this past year from Avista Corporation, who gave the city 3.5 acres of property right on the Spokane River at Pines Road and Trent Avenue. And it's also in a location that has the Centennial Trail running right by it. So this property is going to enable us to make a Centennial Trail trailhead, and more excitingly, potentially a launching place for a pedestrian bridge across the river that could tie the Centennial Trail to a future trail we hope to build on the north bank of the river. We're calling that project the Spokane Valley River Loop Trail. 5 miles upstream from this point is another spot that the city acquired property for trail access and park access, and that's at Flora Road and Montgomery. And so this is just a half an acre parcel, but it's a key piece in the puzzle and our vision to connect all these park properties together and expand on our regional trail network. And then finally, I want to tell you about one more acquisition that the city strategically made last year, and that was to acquire property from Central Valley School District at 44th and Bates. So this is in the Ponderosa neighborhood and is a beautiful piece of property in another underserved part of the city that can provide for future park development and access for our community. I have to credit the council for making bold and strategic decisions at this time. I feel like we kind of got lucky with multiple factors, whether it's the generosity of friends of the city, our partners at Avista, and the keen strategy to get these properties now because we know that we're going to need them for our future needs.
So there's been a great deal of excitement across the street from City Hall with the groundbreaking and construction of the new Spokane Valley Main Library for the Spokane County Library District. The city sold 2.8 acres of Balfour Park somewhere to the Library District several years ago, and now that vision is taking shape. Although our Phase 1 infrastructure work on the remaining 5.6 acres of Balfour Park is delayed until next year, this area is destined to become a central gathering space that we've been looking forward to for a very long time. Look for the park improvements over the next couple years to transform this area into the heart of Spokane Valley. Now, getting back to that Phase 1 project at Balfour, this was an example of the city being a good steward of our finances. As the city planned Phase 1 improvements to include infrastructure for park amenities and restroom facilities, which is for a future playground, splash pad, amphitheater, sport courts, pickleball, anyone? Picnic shelter and walking pathway. The city estimated project costs at $3.9 million, but due to rising inflation and a limited contractor availability, the bids we received were way below what we normally do. And instead of moving forward with the higher bid of $5 million, we made the prudent decision to pull back, review the plan, and develop additional ways to streamline the project and go out to bid early next year. Thank you to the Parks and Recreation staff for planning so many fun events. That's one busy crew. In our city, there's not a lack of things to do, from Arbor Day celebration in early spring, all the way through to Northwest Winterfest during the holiday season. We have something for everyone. In September, our signature community event, Valley Fest, which highlights arts, education, recreation, and family fun, is back. And we have served as a proud partner since 1990. Please support these events with your patronage and be on the lookout for new events coming in the near future to our community. The city's provided grants to local organizations for a variety of programs to benefit our citizens and our businesses. Last October, City Council approved $182,000 in 2022 budget funds as grants to 15 area nonprofits for social services and economic development programs that benefit our community. Examples have included the Spokane Valley Partners, Northwest Winterfest, the Hub Sports Center, and Spokane County's Meals on Wheels. In addition to that, City Council awarded $571,000 from lodging tax funds in 2022 to several organizations that promote tourism and recreation. Some of these include the Farmers Market, the Spokane Valley Heritage Museum, Cycle Celebration, and Valley Fest, and of course Crave, which I was lucky enough to attend their Burger Bash, and it was amazing, so come try it next year. The city has formed partnerships with dozens of organizations to provide citizens and businesses that choose Spokane Valley an abundance of useful and efficient resources to make living and working in our city something unique and valuable. We link up with partners such as Spokane County, Waste Management, Avista, Scope, and so many others to make your experience as a resident and a business both positive and rewarding. I also want to take a moment to recognize all members of our police and fire departments joining us here today. Please stand so we can show your appreciation. Thank you. We sincerely thank you for all you do each and every day to keep our community's residents and businesses as safe as possible. 2023 will be Spokane Valley's 20th anniversary as a city. That's right, 20 years from our early beginnings as the largest incorporated city in the state of Washington and the second largest nationwide. We've always done things big and with a purpose. Spokane Valley prides itself on outstanding schools and neighborhoods, strong business and retail centers, friendly people, natural surroundings, and beautiful weather, at least today. We're going to celebrate this milestone in style, so stay tuned for announcements about how you can help us plan how we celebrate. And join what will be an amazing time together with your friends and neighbors next year. Come party with us. If you have any questions or comments about city business or today's presentation, please email Rod or me, and we'll respond as quickly as possible. For those unable to attend today's presentation, it's being recorded and will be uploaded to the city's YouTube channel in the next few days. I really appreciate every one of you taking the time to spend with us today, learning more about our city and how together our community is stronger and our future is very, very bright. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Mayor Haley and Deputy Mayor Higgins. One more round of applause. On behalf of those of us with the Valley Chamber of Commerce, thank you for joining us today for this State of the City event. We're going to give you a little bit of time back in your day here to go enjoy that beautiful weather. But first, allow us to thank our photographer, Erica Jacobs with Red Cedar Photography. Where's Erica? There she is. Our underwriting sponsors again for today's event were BNSF Railways, Centennial Real Estate Investment, Modern Electric Water Company, and Numerica Credit Union. One more thanks for them. And on your way out today, please do stop by our spotlight tables. Today we had, thank you for their participation, Action Coach Northwest, Central Valley School District, JAKT Foundation, Spokane Valley Summer Theater, and WM. So thank you again to those partners for today's event. And I'd be remiss if I did not say a special shout out to our team at the Valley Chamber and the administrative team, John Holman's team here from the City of Spokane Valley. The effort put forward to pull this event together and the detailed information that we were able to present to you today does not happen without the help of those teams. And kudos to John and his staff at the city for pulling this together. So thank you again to both teams. Last but not least, if you're not tired of seeing us, tomorrow night we have a Valley Chamber After 5 at Trailbreaker Cider out in Liberty Lake, 4:30 to 6. And if you feel like getting on a bike in 100-degree heat, I can tell you I do it almost every day of the week right now. But 5 a.m., it's not quite that hot. Cycle celebration is this weekend, so be sure to look that up. I believe you can still register. So again, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for attending the State of the City, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.